Hi everyone, Dan Fowler again. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Dan's Decrees. This week's decree is going to be all about your story. Your story is a critical part of who you are now, who you were in the past, and who you want to become. And just like with any story, anything that you've written, you can actually rewrite portions of that story. The things that aren't really gelling within the context of the plot line, you can go back and rework those so they do work better, so they are compelling. Not only compelling for you, but for other people in your life. You've probably heard about the law of attraction. The law of attraction isn't about let me think a whole bunch of positive thoughts and then magical things will just be drawn to me. You actually have to do some work on your end as well. An attraction process is a twofold process. You've heard it takes two to tango. Same thing with attraction. And your story is the key magnet within your attraction. If you're telling yourself the old story of desperateness and I don't have enough and lack and total disconnect from who you are and who you were meant to be, well, that's exactly what you're going to attract to you over and over again. You're going to attract lack. You're going to attract more desperate people. You're going to attract people who are frustrated or angry or whatever it may be. Things in your life aren't going to work and gel as well because your story isn't clear. So I want to share with you this week's Dan's Decree, and that is story is essential to life. Story is essential to life. And not just living and breathing in and out and being here on this planet, but actually living. Because unfortunately most people just exist. I have 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, in, out. I just exist. And I have things that fill up my existence. So I honestly encourage you to start living. Actually living. The only way to do that is to really tap into your story. What are you telling yourself? What are you not telling yourself? Are you asking the right kinds of questions? Are you just praying for help me, help me, help me? Or are you really connecting into Source, God, the Creator, and really asking the right questions? Why are you in a certain situation? Why don't you know something? And be okay with that. Ask the different questions. Start changing the way that you write the story to yourself and to others. And when your story changes, the things in your life that you really want it's going to match the story that you're writing. So if your story is unfinished in rough draft mode and doesn't have a lot of oomph and compellingness to it, that's the kind of life you're going to attract. Just something that's mediocre and in existence. So again, story is essential to living in your life. I'm Dan Fowler. Thanks again for joining us for another edition of Dan's Decrees.